Well, welcome, beauties. Here we are talking Tapinar here with my tapping partner and co-host, Kandiee Campbell,
Oh,
host of the Awaken Hope Show. And as you know, links will be below as you watch or listen to this. And today, before we were getting on, Kandiee and I were talking about our topic today, and we're going to hone in on some forgiveness. So welcome back, Kandiee.
thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful to be here with you. I do want to put this one quick plug. Sandy and I have got some great upcoming things that are in the beginning stages right now, but I want you to stay tuned and keep watching and keep listening because we have some great, amazing opportunities for both of us and for all of you as listeners that you can tap into.
That is so true. And I love being able to tap into things, right? It is our world. And Kandiee and I both have been looking at how we can serve in a better way, how we can reach out more and offer more. And so there will be some really cool things coming from both of us and from us together as well. So, yay. So
Yeah.
today, honing in on the idea of forgiveness, which I think it's a really tough subject because there's just so many layers to it. But what I've learned and what I teach is four levels of forgiveness. The first one is that, oh, okay, that's nothing, it's water under the bridge or over the dam or however you say it, right? It's
Mhm.
it's not a big deal. The second level is more about pointing our finger outward and blame on the other people and circumstances in our life. And we've all been there. We've noticed some people who really get on our nerves might do it all the time. They don't realize, what they're doing. Um, the third is extremely difficult because it's more about self-forgiveness. And we all have that at least one time where we made this mistake, if you will,
Mhm.
or the wrong choice, and we've never forgiven ourselves for it. And what's hard about it is we always feel right. That no, that was wrong. I shouldn't have, I couldn't, should have known better, all those things. So that is there. It's a really deep subject to dive into. And
Mhm.
then the fourth is looking at the two shadows in of this forgiveness, where they're two different personas. One is the person who's really weak and needy and kind of whiny, and the other is more of that almost a bully type where they're just very self-righteous and it's all about them, and they're kind of mean and angry, and we just don't want, so we don't want either one of these, but sometimes one of them will really trigger us, and so we can work on things like that. But today we're going where Kandiee has been working with that second level, and we never need to get into details. We're just going to talk about the emotions and the things that come up as you deal with this sort of thing. So fill us in a little bit, Kandiee, about what's the primary emotion that you're feeling around this particular um, subject, situation, person that you have to deal with.
Well, it's actually a couple, but it's more of hurt and sadness and just I want to make peace with this. One thing I did learn is forgiveness isn't about forgetting what someone did, the issue or the transgression or whatever it is. Forgiveness is about taking yourself off that hook and giving yourself, whether they forgive you, that's totally up to them. They may not. But if
Yes.
you take the step to do for a forgiveness practice or tapping for forgiveness, you will be surprised. Things can turn around for those individuals that you are needing to forgive. They may come
Yes.
back and say, I'm sorry, or whatever it is that needs to
Yeah,
be done.
exactly. And that's the big part of this. When we work on ourselves and we tap on what's coming up and what's upsetting us about the situation, we get to a point where we're releasing that friction between us and the other. So the other can be across the country or anywhere. And by doing this work, they change. And it sometimes doesn't make sense to us, but it absolutely, it's energy and it does work. And they may never say, I'm sorry, but they will act differently. And what I found for sure is that really by the end, we don't have to say, I forgive you, because there's nothing to forgive. By the time you work it all out, you work it out. And so understanding that we're being triggered by all of this, it doesn't mean that that's actually what's triggering us,
Mhm.
right? And we've talked about this before, how um, what we're upset about is never really the issue. That presenting issue isn't the exact thing. It's
Mhm.
this stored memory,
Mhm.
and that inner part of us trying to protect us and stand up for us. Like, that hurt. That is not right. And you want to get your day in court for it. So that's what this is about, is having that day in court without anyone being hurt, including yourself. So let's work around that. There's a lot of hurt and sadness because of this person's behavior. Does it feel like an unfairness, or is it more of that deep sadness and loss over this relationship? Is there anything else there?
There's a little bit of unfairness there.
Okay. So I asked that because it's kind of a double-edged sword, I think, where we can be so hurt. And how could you be like that? I've tried so hard to make this relationship work and to be, make it you welcome or however that goes. And then the unfairness part which is part of anger, like, seriously, how dare you do that? So it's all together. The
Mhm.
sadness, though, forgiveness is the heart chakra. And of course, the daemon of the heart chakra is grief and loss. So of course you'd be sad because you've tried so hard around this, right?
Mhm.
So sink into your body a little bit, just do a little scan. Everyone watching or listening, tune into the emotion that you are feeling today over this past week. What's your primary emotion? It does not have to be um, needing to do forgiveness work, but it can be some emotion like sadness or anger or hurt or any of the others that we can come up with. Just tune in and check through your body, top of your head to the bottom of your feet, searching around. Where do you feel discomfort, unease, pain, any sensation?
I say
And where is
between,
that for you?
there's a little in my head and my heart.
Okay. Is that like the top of your head, the back of your head? Where is that?
Kind of behind my eyes.
Ah, yeah. Okay. So would the most intense piece be at the heart?
Yes.
Okay. So let's go there first. And what's the intensity of all of this? When you think about all of this upheaval over this particular person and incidents and needing to work so hard on just forgiving, um, how intense is this? How's that feeling in the heart area too, if you combine them all? What's the 0 to 10 scale, 10 being really intense?
I would say probably about a 7.
Yeah, so that's up there. Okay. So again, everybody watching, listening, when you are working on something like this, it's not like you're being triggered right now, but you're thinking about stuff that you really are still have thoughts in your head about, and you really want to work through it. Take a moment to see how intense is it and where you're feeling it in your body, because that will sort of tell you the part of you that needs the most work and the part of you that's trying to protect you. And we're just going to tap on all of that and see where that takes us, because often as you begin tapping and expressing these words, another emotion will come through, or some other, like a divine aha moment can happen, right? So let's go there, Kandiee. Kandie's going to be the echo. Everyone, please tap along with us if you can. Always want to caution you, if you're driving, if you can pull up the road, or you can go somewhere and park and do it with us, but I'd advise you can just wait and do this later, because it's always here for you. You can download it, you can share it. All right, so take a breath. And just kind of feeling through your body, just feel into that. You can put your hand on your heart there, right at the chest bone, that heart chakra. Feeling into that. And as you breathe, imagine as if you're breathing through your heart. Your heart is actually doing this in breath and exhale. And allow yourself to be in your body and out of your spinning mind for a moment, letting your subconscious mind help you paint pictures and show you what you need to see or feel. Not all of us are visual. We might just feel something or get a knowing. Those of you who might be audio will hear. And we're just going to start tapping on the side of the hand, a little bit of a setup. So side of the hand from below the bottom of the pinky to the top of the wrist. Tap with the other fingertips from your other hand. Even though I feel so hurt.
Even though I feel so hurt.
And there's a lot of pain around this.
And there's a lot of pain around this.
I'm just going to honor that this is my truth today.
I'm just going to honor that this is my truth today.
Even though I feel heavy sadness.
Even though I feel heavy sadness.
I'm just going to honor how I feel.
I'm just going to honor how I feel.
And how much pain it's causing.
And how much pain it's causing.
And even though I feel this hurt and sadness.
And even though I feel this hurt and sadness.
I'm open to finding a way.
I'm open to finding a way.
To make peace.
To make peace.
Okay, let's tap through the points at the eyebrow point. There's so much hurt.
There's so much hurt.
Side of the eye, sadness.
Sadness.
Under the eye, sadness.
Sadness.
Under the nose, it feels unfair.
It feels unfair.
Chin, it feels so unfair and it hurts me.
It feels so unfair and it hurts me.
Collarbone, and I feel it in my heart.
And I feel it in my heart.
Underarm, there's heartache.
There's heartache.
Top of the head, because I have tried hard.
Because I have tried hard.
Eyebrow, to make this work.
To make things work.
Side of the eye, I keep getting hurt.
I keep getting hurt.
Under eye, and I just want to fix it.
And I just want to fix it.
Under nose, but I have no control.
but I have no control.
Chin, I can only control how I feel.
I can only control how I feel.
Collarbone, and right now I feel sad.
And right now I feel sad
Underarm, because this feels really unfair.
because this feels really unfair.
Top of the head. So not only am I sad,
Not only am I sad,
it makes me mad.
it makes me mad.
Eyebrow, it's unfair.
It's unfair.
Side of the eye, I feel like I'm doing all the work.
I feel like I'm doing all the work
Under the eye, and I'm getting nowhere.
and I'm getting nowhere.
Under the nose, I know I want to let this go.
I know I want to let this go,
Chin, but I can't just let this person get away with it.
but I can't just let this person get away with it.
Collarbone, where do I find the peace?
Where do I find the peace?
Underarm, because there's still a lot of sadness.
Because there's still a lot of sadness.
Top of the head, because I'm a good person.
Because I'm a good person.
Eyebrow, and I don't want to be like that person.
And I don't want to be like that person.
Eyebrow, I don't want to hurt people.
I don't want to hurt people.
Under eye, and I have to recognize
And I have to recognize
under nose that there's maybe something in me,
that there's maybe something in me
chin, that is finding all this unfairness.
that is finding all this unfairness.
Collarbone, because maybe I've been unfair to someone.
Maybe I've been unfair to someone.
Underarm, I'm just going to honor all of this.
I'm just going to honor all of this.
Top of the head, of course I'd be sad.
Of course, I'd be sad
Eyebrow, because I have worked on this.
because I have worked on this.
Side of the eye, I've tried to be really open.
I've tried to be really open
Under eye and understanding.
and understanding,
Under nose, but I keep getting hurt with the pain.
but I keep getting hurt with the pain.
Chin, of course I'd be sad.
Of course, I'd be sad.
Collarbone, and I'm just going to honor how I feel.
And I'm just going to honor how I feel.
And just take a breath. And you can keep tapping at the collarbone points. Sorry if I haven't been calling all the points out, I forget. So we're on the collarbone points and just keep tapping there. What else has come up for you? Anything?
No, nothing. I think we covered it all.
All right, so how does it feel now? What's your number on the intensity?
I would say a 1.
Wow, that's huge. So just keep breathing. And just relax for a minute. So one of the things I want to encourage everyone who's watching, listening, is to dig in. If you're having a situation like this and you're just really aggravated by someone, you can go over the top with that part first. Kandiee has already worked through that part of it. You may have seen us do it here or on her show. And we've done some one-on-ones. So I know that she's worked on that heavy being really angry and PO'd at somebody for behaving the way they do because you've tried so hard and they're just don't get it. So I want to encourage all of you, if you have that in you, if you have more of that anger, frustration, that kind of disappointment side, do the point your finger a day in court tapping first. and just point your finger and just say, you do this, you do that, you make me feel like this, you cause this, you cause that, and really point the finger and keep going until you feel that shift. You'll feel it in your body. It may take you a few rounds or a few days, it might take you something, depending on who this person or group is. When you get to that point, then you can tap into the peaceful side that's called the win-win, where they don't have to accept how you are and you don't have to accept them. You can literally say, I'm just going to put you over there in your energy, and I'm going to be over here in mine. And when you do that, you literally move that energy that was sort of friction between you, and it separates and it's not there anymore. And you just go through that um, with a lot of tapping around that part. And let's do that, Kandiee, because I know you still have to deal with this particular situation, and we need to do this part anyway. So if you haven't done the anger, and I caution you, because you have the word like disappointment, that is anger. If you have frustration, that is anger. So just kind of lean into however you feel in those words, go over the top with it, and then you can come to this part when you're ready. So take a nice breath. And we're just going to start with the eyebrow point and go through the points. I am over dealing with this.
I'm over dealing with this.
I feel better now,
I feel better now,
and I wish to release you.
and I wish to release you.
Under nose, I'm putting you over there in your energy.
I'm putting you over there in your energy,
Chin, while I'm over here in mine.
while I'm over here in mine.
Collarbone, where you can do you
Where you can do you,
and I can do me.
and I can do me.
Collarbone, I really wish that you could change.
I really wish that you could change,
Top of the head, and I would accept that graciously.
and I would accept that graciously,
Eyebrow, especially if you apologized.
especially if you apologize.
Eyebrow, but I know we may go an entire lifetime
I know we may go an entire lifetime
under eye without you ever understanding me.
without you ever understanding me.
Under nose. So you can be there doing you.
So you can be you.
That's good. You can be you.
So you can be you,
Chin, and I can be me.
and I can be me.
Collarbone. I release you to be whomever you wish to be.
I release you to be whoever you need to be.
Underarm. I release you to do what you want to do.
I release you to do what you want to do.
Top of the head. But I put my priorities first.
But I put my priorities first.
Eyebrow. I give you permission to never understand me.
I give you permission to never understand me.
Side of the eye. To go a whole lifetime with never understanding me.
We can go a whole lifetime with never understanding me.
Under the eye. But I give you the permission to be whomever you wish to be.
But I give you the permission to be whoever you wish to be.
I release you to do whatever you want.
I release you to do whatever you want.
Chin, while I put myself first.
While I put myself first.
Collarbone. I know that I am on the right path.
I know that I am on the right path
Underarm, for my highest good.
for my highest good
and greatest joy.
and greatest joy.
Top of the head. For the highest good and joy of all.
For the highest good and joy of all.
Eyebrow. I wish you the highest good.
I wish you the highest good
Eyebrow. And the greatest joy.
and the greatest joy.
Under eye. But I put myself first.
But I put myself first.
Under nose. To be the best that I can be.
To be the best that I can be.
Chin. To honor everyone.
To honor everyone.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Collarbone. I wish that things could be so different.
I wish the things could be so different.
Underarm. But I am putting myself first.
But I am putting myself first.
Top of the head. To make peaceful decisions.
To make peaceful decisions.
Eyebrow. And to move forward.
And to move forward.
Side of the eye. With the best intentions for all.
With the best intentions for all.
Under eye. I have been hurt.
I have been hurt.
Under nose. But I let go of that now.
But I let go of that now.
Chin. I'm open to creating peaceful, just peace. I'm open to creating peace.
I'm open to creating peace.
Collarbone. Peace for all.
Peace for all.
For everyone I meet.
For everyone I meet.
Wherever I go.
Wherever I go.
And may you experience the same.
And may you experience the same.
And take a nice breath. Did anything come up for you there? Sometimes when we say these things, we might trigger a little bit. Or did it make sense to you?
No, it made sense to me.
Yeah, so when we do this part, when we're, we work through all of the angst and anger, whatever part, and separate that energy. When we say these words about releasing someone, it can pop into our head to say, well, that's just letting them off the hook. And we want them to pay. So you want to make sure if that sort of triggers in, then you have more of the other work to do first before you release them. But that's how that works. It's just really expressing, I can't get this out often enough, is expressing the negativity first. And if when you start with, I'm so sad and I'm really hurt, just feel into that. Why? What's happening? And it's because you've worked so hard on all of this, and let yourself really tap on that part. Because it sounds like, oh, I'm being that weepy, needy person, but you need to go ahead and tap through that too. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
How are you feeling?
Very relaxed.
How's your heart chakra?
Feels peaceful.
And your head? Behind your eyes, at the third eye there?
It's okay. I'm I don't feel I don't really feel anything. I mean it's
Okay.
clear, it's blank, it's
Yeah, that kind of told me that, of course, you're an empath and you've got a lot of clairvoyance. So the idea of that third eye behind the eye thing can be because you've worked so hard on this. You've been really trying to find the way, right? And sometimes it's our headaches because we're trying to think our way through it. And you've been getting deeper, doing meditation and all that sort of stuff. And one of the things I learned, and I guess it's just been a year or two ago, was that, we point to the third eye that's at our forehead, but it's actually at the base of the skull. Below that occipital bone, that bone in the back of the head, there's an indentation. There's like a direct line between there and back of the head. And that is where the third eye actually sits. it's like a energetic spinning thing. So sometimes when we're feeling it there, um, you're feeling behind your eyes like this is a lot of strain, but it can actually be that from way back there. And what's interesting too is it's right next to that neck where we feel fight, flight, freeze kind of stuff. So it's really weird how that comes in. So everybody that's been watching, listening, I hope you can find some peace in doing this kind of work. Kandiee and I do it sort of in a general way because when we go deep, um, it's more personalized. If we have a group, it works really, really well to, really hone in. But in this general video and audio, we want to make sure that you're capturing some of this, that you can just work with whatever is coming up for you.
Yeah.
And you might just say, what is this? I'm so fill in the blank, right? And go from there. Or, point your finger and he or she or they are so, and particularly right now, we've talked about politics and stuff, and we don't really want to go there, but sometimes we can just look at the people and we're like, oh, I'm so over that particular person, right? The hard part is to look at somebody who triggers us like that and ask, well, what is it in me that's being mirrored by that person? There's something there. And why? And a lot of times it's the part of us that needs to stand up for ourselves a little more. Like, if we're being triggered by somebody who's really, kind of that boisterous, loud, obnoxious, or just, what is the word? Self-centered, that kind of
Know it
thing.
all.
Know it all, yes, and narcissistic, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at what that person gets, they're standing up and just being that way in an over the top, not a nice way at all, but they get what they want. So just see, there's a part of us that needs to stand up for ourselves. It doesn't mean we're going to be like them. It means like, okay, there's a part of me that needs to speak up, show
Mm-hmm.
up, stand up, speak up, and draw that boundary, that healthy boundary that doesn't, and you draw that line. Or if it's someone who's weepy, needy, and whiny, and they get their way too. People just want to placate and go, oh God, stop it. And they kind of fall for that too. So it's to me, it's a call for self-love and self-compassion and self-care.
Mm-hmm.
That I need to do something for myself. And all of these are signals for that.
Mm-hmm.
When was the last time we really did that kind of work? So kudos. Anything else come up for you, Kandiee, before I?
No,
Okay.
I'm very relaxed. I'm
Okay,
able
this was great.
to
Thank
let
you
go.
for that participation. It's really kind of cool that you had something we could work on. So everyone, please remember that you are loved. I see your beauty. I see your light. Shine brightly.